Refocus the EU on climate, technology and lifetime is a rallying cry for the European Union to put its resources to better use to tackle the big three challenges that will shape the lives of future generations of Europeans. So the big three challenges are, of course, climate change and environmental degradation. This is not new, but there's a renewed political energy behind it, thanks to the youth climate movement, and also because people are really starting to feel climate change in their daily lives. The second really big challenge is the digital transformation of European societies. Everything from social media and its effects on society, and also how we engage in politics. In the coming years, everything from artificial intelligence to automation of jobs will cause a lot of social disruption and economic change. The third really huge issue is social change owing to demographics, aging populations and a change in the arc of people's lives as we live longer, more active lives, and as the public finances cannot sustain the dependency ratio of a lot more retired people and a lot fewer working age people as currently defined. This will also have major social as well as economic and political disruptive effects.
We're launching the new report on how to reform the European Union today. The reason we're doing this on May 6 in Beaux-Arts, 3 days before the all-important Sibiu summit of the European Union is simple. About 3 years ago, in 2016, EU member states decided, because Britain was leaving and because the migration crisis seemed to be ripping the European Union apart, that the EU needs to be reformed. And an end date was decided to be at Sibiu 2019, May 9th. The reality is that instead of reforming, the EU has produced sort of a bit of the usual blueprints and statements on the general need for reform. We think that's a missed opportunity. There ought to have been a lot more focus on the three big technological, climate and demographic changes that are changing our societies as we know it.
This report is about these big three changes because we believe that the EU needs to move on from a decade of focus on crisis, first about the euro, then about migration, now about values. It needs to move on to looking forward. It needs to offer the European people a chance to think about how they want their futures to be defined and how to respond to these challenges that will shape not only their lives, but the lives of their children and their grandchildren. If the EU can help make a positive change happen and ease the path through these transitions, then it will be even more relevant for the generation of 2040 than it is in 2019.